Hey, I'm Jasmine and welcome to Tasty's Hack or Hassle. On the show, Tasty producers try to make a dish using a bunch of different hacks collected by our friend Annie. Today we're making pancakes. Pancakes are great and they're tasty and delicious. I love using hacks in the kitchen. If it can save me time and save me some dishwashing, then I'm all for it. All right, we have the control pancakes with no hacks attached to this. It is a beautiful golden brown. There's a good slab of butter on there and it's sitting in a puddle of syrup, which we all definitely like very much. So it'll be interesting to see how the hacks will affect the appearance. So we're gonna start out with dry ingredients. First up is the flour, and this hack is to aerate it from higher up than usual. Supposedly sifting it from higher up will help aerate it. That's messy. That didn't really seem worth doing, to be honest. Oh, I got messy. Not worth it. I gotta dry clean. Now we're gonna add the baking powder and the baking soda. This is another hack where you add a little more baking soda. So I think I'm just gonna add like maybe half a teaspoon more. We'll see how that turns out. It's supposed to help make it crispier and help it brown a little better. So this recipe calls for buttermilk, and there's a hack for that. If you don't have buttermilk at home, you can add some lemon juice. Supposedly it'll start curdling in a minute or so, but it's only time will tell. That's taking a bit of time, so we're just gonna set that to the side and get to the next step. So today we are going to try separating the egg yolk from the egg whites with a slotted spoon. This is the slotted spoon we have for today. We're gonna crack the egg into the slotted spoon, and the slotted spoon should catch the egg yolk and the egg whites should drop out. Yeah, I got a good 2 teaspoons of egg white out of the slotted spoon, and now they're just kind of forming little bubbles on there. For the most part, it caught the whole egg. So given the fact that the egg is still fully in the spoon, I would say that this hack is a fail. The next egg hack calls for this funnel and a plastic water bottle. It's already not very eco-friendly, which I'm not a big fan of. We are going to put the funnel in the water bottle, crack the egg, and it'll catch the egg yolk, and the egg whites will drop into the water bottle. It seems that the egg yolk has cracked and gone through the funnel. Not sure if that was my doing. Even then, look at the egg white, it's just stuck there. Oh, it all went down. Bad, no pass. Fail. Got an extra egg. Just gonna go with the tried and true method here. This last egg hack involves whipping the egg whites until soft peaks form, which is a similar process to the fluffy Japanese pancakes. I'm not gonna do that over the head trick, but we got some soft peaks. Now that the eggs are done, I'm just gonna check back on the buttermilk. It didn't curdle. That's concerning. So now we're gonna combine these 3 ingredients. We're gonna start with the buttermilk. I guess it did curdle. Not much, but it did curdle. Now we're gonna add in the egg yolks and the melted butter. This is a hack. Apparently it will help slow down gluten development and help it brown a little more. I'm not really sure if this is a hack because I feel like most pancake recipes I've used have called for melted butter. Now we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla extract. All right, now this hack is to add a bit of orange blossom water. I've never had orange blossom water before. So this next hack involves adding some unflavored sparkling water to the batter. It's supposed to make it lighter. Hassle! Big hassle! Well, the show goes on. I'm like shaking now. I have no idea how this is supposed to work. We'll see how it affects the pancakes. So now we're gonna add in our wet ingredients to our dry. Ooh, I smell the orange. Now we're going to gently fold in our egg whites. And for this hack, we are going to leave it slightly lumpy. Make sure not to leave it too lumpy. So the batter is done. This hack says to rest it at room temp for 30 minutes instead of using it immediately. Most batters I make do call for resting it, so can't hurt. We are ready to start making the pancakes. The recipe calls for a cast iron, but this hack is to use a non-stick skillet. And to coat the bottom of the pan, most people use cooking oil spray or just oil, but this hack is to use butter. Supposedly, the butter will help the pancakes brown better and give it more flavor. Butter does burn easier though, so you gotta be careful on the timing for this. I got the batter. I have transferred it into this squeeze bottle. This is the other hack. I've cut the tip a little bigger. Maybe that'll make the pancakes prettier. I'm gonna try this a couple of ways. I'm gonna do one where I just squeeze it in the center, and I'm gonna do one where I do a little swirl. Aww. Well, that's an ugly pancake. The hack was to leave the batter a little more lumpy, but I think it just didn't work out for me. I can see the loose flour. I thought it would hold its shape, but it didn't. And now, again, I have more things to wash. And if you've ever washed a squeeze bottle, it's not a fun time. We are going to grab some syrup, and we're going to pour it directly onto one of these pancakes. So the next hack is to flip the pancakes when bubbles form on the surface. I don't think it's ready to flip. It's like very flimsy. Huh. Yeah, it wasn't ready to flip. Look at that. She's so sad. The sparkling water was supposed to help it crisp more, and I do see the edges crisping quite nicely. They look a little bit oily. That might have been me putting too much butter, but they do look more oily than they should be. I'm gonna make 2 more pancakes, but this time with this. I saw this a bunch of times on TikTok. We all love a good TikTok hack. It showed them making the perfect pancake to the point where it looked like fake food, you know? I already want to give this my stamp of approval because it's so cool, and look at how pretty these pancakes are. It's like a perfect circle. I've also seen people use this for like cake batter, cupcake batter. There's measurements on the sides, so it seems pretty versatile, which I like. Okay, let's flip this. Look at it, kept its shape so well. All right, pancakes done. I'm gonna put on a separate plate. Now let's see how they stack against the control pancakes. Here I have my hack pancakes next to my control pancakes. First impression, these are thicker. The hack ones are much thinner. The control one does not have crispy edges. The hack ones do. The extra baking soda was supposed to help it brown better. I actually think it took longer to brown than normal, so I would lose that. So the bottom of this pancake stack actually has the syrup infused one, so I'm gonna try that one first before adding syrup to the rest. It tastes like an orange vanilla cake. I would actually expect to get this at a fancy LA brunch spot. For the blossom water, I would say it depends on your taste. If you want to add that extra dimension to it, go for it. If you are looking for a classic pancake, omit it. I would still be adding syrup on top of that. I'm like looking for the flavor of the syrup. And if you remember, we coated the pan with butter instead of oil or oil spray. I wouldn't say the extra butter was worth it because you know that fresh slab of butter on top of your freshly made pancakes? So important to the experience. If you put this in front of me, I would think it's a diet pancake. So these had the whipped egg whites, which was supposed to make them lighter, fluffier, but they actually seem to be much thinner. I would just skip it. It's more work in the kitchen than it needs to be. I'm actually gonna taste the control pancake. That's a pancake. Give me a minute. Yeah, that's a pancake. And I like the fluffiness of this pancake. It seems to be fluffier than the hack pancakes. Okay, I'm gonna try my perfect pancake now. There's a nice crisp. This one didn't taste overwhelmingly buttery as the one that was infused with syrup did. If you remember, we added melted butter to this pancake batter. I feel like it doesn't hurt. I would say go for it. For the buttermilk hack, I do feel like it curdled, but I'm not sure if it curdled enough. I'm thinking if you don't have time to go to the store to get buttermilk, it's a good alternative, but if you do have time to go to the store and get some buttermilk, I would go with that. Overall, I feel like this is a good pancake, but if I'm dreaming about a pancake, I'm dreaming about these. But we have a few more pancake hacks, so let's get to it. So this next hack is something I've been very curious about, and it's using cookie cutters to shape your pancakes. I've been doubtful because I just can't imagine that the batter won't run out the sides, but we'll see. I'm just gonna go for it. It's running out the sides. Not bad though. All right, I'm gonna do it for this one. They're looking pretty good though, I will say. I'm gonna attempt to flip this. Yeah, it does work. I'm so happy. The edges aren't very clean, but that's my own fault because I put too much batter in the cookie cutter. Oh, it's so cute. I think this hack was definitely a success. Next time I would just use a little less batter. All right, next hack is the TikTok famous pancake cereal. I put the batter in a squeeze bottle, but this time I did not cut the tip. For this one, you gotta make sure you have some smooth batter. TikTok makes this look very easy, but in theory, it's very tedious. I thought the chopsticks would be helpful, but they're not. The ones that are too small are really hard to flip. This is already out of my element because they're so tiny. All right, this is looking done. It's so bare, the bowl. Should I make more? I made another batch to make this bowl look a little less sad. And I will say the second batch came out a lot better. I think it's just, you know, gotta get a hang of it. Now we're just gonna add some butter. And of course, can't forget the syrup. It is cute. I actually wanna take a picture. See, I'm all happy now that I've made it. It was just a process getting here. All right, yeah, let's mix it up. This probably is equal to like one pancake. I'm ashamed to say I approve. It's a fun way to eat pancakes, actually. The only difference I would make is to use smooth batter. Here are our last two unconventional pancake methods, one with the sheet pan and one with a rice cooker. I'm gonna start by pouring half my batter into this sheet pan. Though obviously, going into this, I am expecting the texture to change. Just gonna roll it around to make sure it's all coated. And I'm just gonna add blueberries on one side and chocolate chips on the other. I think that looks good. Now I'm gonna prep it in the rice cooker. The rice cooker really does it all. I saw this on TikTok. They literally just poured the pancake batter in there, let it cook, and it was done in like 20-30 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. Both the pancakes are set, so it's time to let them cook. It's done. It looks really good. Obviously, it doesn't quite look like a pancake, but looks quite crispy on these corners. Ooh, looks more like a pancake now. Gonna add some syrup. I'm gonna see how it tastes. It's good, but it doesn't quite taste like what I'm thinking a pancake would taste like. I understand this hack for convenience sake, but I probably would not do it. All right, our rice cooker pancake is done. Let's take this out, and you are supposed to flip it. Just do a little flip. Ugh. Wow! Oh my goodness, it's adorable. First impressions, texture-wise, it looks great. It does look nice and moist, very buttery. It's so big. All right, let's give this a try. Off the bat, I can already tell it's more cakey. That's pretty good. I like that one more than the sheet cake. So we're done with all the pancake hacks. I would honestly say most of them were flops, sorry. But my top 3 favorites were, number 1, the orange blossom water. Number 2, the dispenser for the batter. Number 3, the rice cooker method. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other pancake hacks, leave them in the comments below. Bye!